Noble's car is designed to go at 850 miles an hour and be the first car to break the speed of sound. But last, we're going to see whether thrust can do the business, because this weekend, the record attempt starts in Nevada.
But they won't be alone. The Americans have got their own car and are determined to beat the British to the sound barrier. So how confident are the British team as they make their final preparations in Farnborough?
On the face of it, it would seem like madness to sling a car body between two jet engines that used to blast RAF Phantoms through the sound barrier. But that's exactly what this British team have done in their effort to break the land speed record. And what makes this the most powerful car in the world are these. Two jet engines, which between them and their afterburners develop 50,000 pounds of thrust. And we'll soon see whether that'll be enough to propel this project, which Tomorrow's World have been following since its start, to its ultimate triumph. 1983, and Richard Noble becomes the fastest person on Earth, reaching 633 miles an hour. 11 years on, Noble reveals his new dream to Tomorrow's World: to go still faster and break the sound barrier.
This is the car I've always wanted to build. It really is what I think is going to be the ultimate land speed record car.
First, they test a model at supersonic speeds. Computer modelling and engine tests confirm all systems go. But the only real test will be on the ground. Then, while the thrust team forge ahead, in comes American challenger Craig Breedlove. The race is on to break the sound barrier. 2 years later, the car is ready to run in the deserts of Jordan. But they hit problems. The ground isn't flat enough to reach record speeds. The only place smooth enough is Black Rock, Nevada. And that's where both teams are now poised to push vehicle technology into unexplored territory. Going supersonic on land isn't just about smashing records, it's about taking new risks as well. Once a vehicle like this goes through the sound barrier, the shock waves that normally stream away from it as sound bunch up, and the vehicle actually catches up with its own shock waves. Now, this is potentially very dangerous. The vehicle starts to vibrate, and that means that the whole thing can become very quickly unstable, spelling disaster. So the team, before they go to Nevada, naturally want to see how this vehicle reacts to those pressures. For these final tests, they attach sensors to the body while the car is vibrated by a piston. The computer shows how the car will shake when it's running. All the tests show the car is stable. Let's have a look at some of the more unexpected features of this car. First of all, you might think this is the petrol filler cap. Actually, it's where you push the air pressure in to start the engines. No tyres on the wheels, solid aluminium. The force on those wheels is 35,000 times the force of gravity. Carbon fibre disc brakes, rather important those. And then the core of the vehicle itself, the tank for the hydraulics here, the two computers working the systems, each of them checking the other out to make sure they agree, and the most important place in the entire car, the cockpit, where nobody's allowed in at all except the person who's going to try and drive this car through the sound barrier. And that will be former RAF fighter pilot Andy Green. Now, Andy, what is it that makes you want to sit between two jet engines and you're going to press a button that's going to make them push you forward at 750 miles an hour?
Terribly difficult question to answer, and to a certain extent, if you have to ask that question, then you probably won't understand my answer. But we have an opportunity here. We've got the world's most technologically advanced land speed record car. It is the most powerful car in the world. And we're going off not just to set a new land speed record, but to set the ultimate land speed record, a genuine world first, which is the first supersonic land speed record. In the same way that Chuck Yeager, the Bell X-1, was the first aeroplane to go supersonic. In the same way.
What's the point of going supersonic? I mean, apart from it just being a fact that you're going supersonic, what is the value to the world of you going supersonic?
It's being there. It's because we can.
Now, what about Craig Breedlove? What sort of competition do you think you've got there?
Well, we know, obviously, the shape of the car. It's a single-engine car. It's very slim, very much exactly the opposite construction to this, with the weight and the engine down the back and the rear wheels then stabilising it behind that. Very high performance. He's done well over 600 miles an hour already. Stability, he's had some problems with it. He's had a crash last year. We know he's made a great number of changes, and the important thing is that he will be in the Nevada desert with us in September for the greatest motor race on Earth.
Well, Andy and the thrust team are now in Nevada preparing to race. Craig Breedlove is there too, and I've got him on the line. Hello, Mr. Breedlove.
Hello, Peter. How are you?
Fine. Now, how comfortable do you feel about this head-to-head in Nevada?
Well, I feel very comfortable, Peter. We had a good run-in last year at above record speed, and I believe that, we've taken steps to get our systems working better and made some improvements to the car. But primarily we have course stewards now and a better communication system, and so I think we'll do very well.
But this time you're planning to go supersonic. Isn't that much more dangerous?
Well, of course, and I think, that's the major crisis involved is getting the thing through supersonic velocity without any mishaps. We really don't know what's going to happen because simply it hasn't been done before.
So how are you planning to approach this business of going through the sound barrier?
Well, essentially our plan is to work the car up over 700 miles an hour, and once we've done that, then we'll go from a manned configuration to an unmanned configuration and put the car through the sound barrier on autopilot, and hopefully if it's successful, why, it'll be fine once I get back in.
Now the thrust team insists they're going to get the better of you. What do you say to them?
Well, I hope that they've packed for a long stay because we're not going to go home easily.
Craig Breedlove, thank you very much and good luck.